मध्य प्रदेश में।
बहुत कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
हम आपसे ये जानना चाहते हैं कि आप बुक तक सीमित रहना चाहते हैं या आगे इसको फीचर फिल्म के लिए भी लेके जाएंगे?
एक्चुअली मुझे OTT प्लेटफॉर्म पे इसके बारे में एक पिक्चर तो बनाना ही है, आइदर ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स और प्राइम। और आपने देखा था नडियाडवाला फैमिली आया था, तो हो सकता है वो प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, तो हम पिक्चर बनाएंगे।
सर एक और बात बताइए कि अगला जो आपका बुक आने वाला है वो किस टॉपिक पे आएगा?
फिटनेस।
और इस बुक के बारे में सर कुछ बताइए।
दिस बुक इज़ द स्टोरी ऑफ माई लाइफ। जो मैं किया, मेडिकल स्कूल कैसे गया, पढ़ाई कैसे किया, मोटा आदमी से पतला कैसे बना, जो काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है आज के दिनों में। what it takes to be a good surgeon, how to be a good human being, how to feel sorry for people who are less fortunate, how to help them. So these are the important life's lessons that we learn.
सर ये मतलब पूरी जर्नी है आपकी?
Absolutely.
सर आँखों के इलाज के साथ साथ फिटनेस तक आना, ये किस तरीके का सफर कैसे तय करें?
हम डॉक्टर हैं और लोगों को बोलते हैं कि आप फिट बनो, आप कम खाओ, आप वॉक करो, और खुद मोटे होके ऐसे बैठे रहेंगे तो एग्जाम्पल इज़ नॉट गुड। सो वी शुड सेट एन एग्जाम्पल। पेशेंट्स देखेंगे कि आप खुद फिट हो गए हैं तो दे विल टेक मोर केयर ऑफ देयर ओन हेल्थ।
सर एक और सवाल है कि आप डॉक्टर ही बनना चाहते थे या कुछ और?
एक्चुअली मैं आर्मी में जाना चाहता था, लेकिन जैसे मैंने बुक में लिखा तो आर्मी में 4 बजे सुबह उठते हैं और फिर ठंडा पानी से नहाते हैं, इसलिए मैं डर गया। मैं एक्चुअली गोली खाने से नहीं डरता था, सिर्फ ठंडा पानी से डरता था, अभी भी डरता हूँ।
तो आप सर ये किताब किस तरह से लोगों तक पहुँचेगी, किस तरह से लोगों को हेल्प करेगी बाय द पीपल?
सो दिस बुक इज़ मेंट टू बी एस्पिरेशनल एंड इंस्पिरेशनल। तो सब लोग ये बुक पढ़ेंगे एंड दे विल गेट सम इंस्पिरेशन टू डू बेटर, टू बी मोर फिट, to take better care of their health. That's why. And this book is available on Amazon, Flipkart and other platforms.
Do you think sir कि इतनी ब्यूटीफुल बुक है, इसमें सारे ब्यूटीफुल तरीके से इनॉग्रेशन किया गया, सो इस पर फिल्म भी बननी चाहिए?
I think so. I would like to make a film about the book and about my life story. In fact, as I was saying, each one of us has an interesting story. We may not think so, but actually if you ask each one of us, we have an interesting story to tell.
So अकॉर्डिंग टू यू कि इसमें लीड एक्टर कौन होना चाहिए, डायरेक्टर कौन होना चाहिए, कुछ आपके दिमाग में चल रहा है?
या आप खुद एक्टिंग करेंगे?
नहीं, खुद तो मैं एक्टिंग नहीं कर सकता हूँ, बिकॉज आई विल हैव टू फाइंड समवन टू एक्ट व्हेन आई वाज 20 years old, 30 years old. तो एक्चुअली एक्टर की तो ज़रूरत है, बट अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोड्यूसर्स एंड एक्टर्स डू कम टू मी. यू सॉ टेरेंस देयर, यू सॉ द नडियाडवाला फैमिली देयर. So somebody or the other may want to produce such a movie, but you know, me wanting to make a movie is not so important. They should want to make the movie. So today this book will be available as an e-book. It will be available on Amazon, on Flipkart, and I think that everyone should get this book. And it's a fun read. It's only about 300 pages. You can read this book in just 2 or 3 days. It's written with a very easy style. It's not very heavy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Asking as to whether I drive these motorcycles, please say yes. So as it came, I said, naturally I have to say yes, I cannot say no. I would find passion, besides being an ophthalmic surgeon, was to drive Harley Davidson motorcycles. And he had almost a full range of them. That's why Cyres picked up his love for these, what should I call it, large CC bikes. When he came over here, he of course continued with that, but the fact that he went into a professional training mode indicates the same thing which he has done in his entire life. He goes out of his way to be sure to be as good as he can on anything that he does. Precision is his, and craftsmanship, as one would say, his hallmarks. As you can see from the cover page of his book, he is a bodybuilder. As you can see me, I am not. I mean, I have people saying that I should have long since developed into something more, but you know, like a gyroscope, I managed to maintain myself vertically as it runs. But Cyres, you see, is a picture of a truly, one would call it a well-rounded person. Not just restricted to ophthalmology, not as one would say, a snot who sits with the book and verse, but one who can be a unique person by his own right. And now he is an author. In his book, The Education of Ophthalmology, and let me put it this way, it's a memoir of his career. It's an exceptional book. What it does, it essentially tells you all the trials and travails and the vicissitudes which one has to endure to become an ophthalmic surgeon. And the fact that he went through all of it, and what no one mentioned here was, it was done in the state of Karnataka where he had his medical college. He stood first in the university there. And his marks which he achieved when he was graduated has still not been broken the record. So his second book, A Sight Guide, is a comprehensive resource, as one would say, on various aspects of the eye. Written in a layman's language, accessible to all. People get afraid when something happens to the eye. You can manage with one leg, one arm. But when an eye goes, life is difficult. Both books are exceptionally well written. And one thing I never knew about him was that he was so good an author. It's as one would say in the literary world, as they say, it's a good read, well worth reading. He's a master surgeon with unique ability to produce superlative results in various fields. I know that he is destined for greatness, not that he is not great now. And I look forward to seeing more of his accomplishments as years go by. I mean, as a father, there is nothing better one can hope for, to see a son going forward so much, to become so great in his own world. Cyres, you've always been wonderful. Thank you.
Only your father could give vignettes into your life the way he did, Cyres. What a beautiful talk, Dr. K.K. Mehta. Thank you so much. And now the moment we've been waiting for, to hear from our beloved Commissioner of Mumbai, Vivek Hansarkar.
Of his contractor, father of today's Utsav Murthy, and a great friend of mine, Dr. K.K. Mehta, Dr. Cyres Mehta, my very esteemed colleague, Vishwas Nangre Patel. He's still not a PhD, so he's not a doctor yet. But I'm sure one day he will. Many esteemed friends in the audience, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me apologize for being late. But before my apology is expected, let me tell you that I have warned Cyres that I come from a profession where I very rarely accept such civil functions, because more often than not, we are wanted somewhere else. And this especially happens when we commit to a program like this. Today, after 40 years, India, Maharashtra and Mumbai are having the privilege of hosting the Indian Olympic Committee. And the Indian Olympic Committee session is due on the 14th. And there was a meeting convened by the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, which I had naturally to attend. So I told Cyres that this is the situation. If you could just, push the program a little ahead, I might be able to take leave of the Honorable Chief Minister and rush from Sahyadri to be amongst this great audience and this great function. And here, lo and behold, I am in front of you. I just clarified this because Hindi picture में दिख रहा था कि पुलिस हमेशा late आती है. So in order to dispel any such ideas that you thought that you might have, I thought I should clarify this. First of all, Cyres, many congratulations to you. You know, you of course still have competition with your dad, but I'm sure you're going to excel as a doctor. I told Cyres that I need a copy of your book, to at least go through some pages before I talk to people about it. And whatever little time I could garner from my schedule that it is, I can assure you that this book is a very amazing book to read. It is a story of a boy who initially was not very good at studies. When once his father called him up and said that if you study well, if you do well, you are going to do well in your life. It is your life that you need to build. So that is something which he took to heart, and then he started improving on his studies and doing well. That is what he says in the book himself. And it's a story as to how a young boy, a Parsi boy, I adore the Parsi community, and that's one more reason why I'm here. He went on from stage 1 to stage 2, finally. I think you wanted not to be a doctor, isn't it, Cyres? You please pay attention. So, I remember somewhere in the book you said you didn't want to be a doctor, you wanted to be a...
Very boring.
It was very boring, you wanted to be some musician or something. Oh my God, you spared us. But that was what he is, and then finally I am very happy because you all know, the Maharashtrian delicacy which is called the modak. Okay, it's a modak. And the modak, it needs to taste good, but the shape also needs to be good. And the shape is as good as the mold. So here is a mold which is so good that the boy couldn't resist but getting into the mold and becoming a doctor, and that to an ophthalmologist. And the son and the father relationship in the book, it really holds you with such amazement and such happiness. I regret to tell you that now we have a law in our country where the law makes it mandatory for the sons or the children to take care of their parents. And this is so sad. If you have to have a law tomorrow prescribing that the husband should be good to his wife or the wife should be good to her husband, and we're coming to that. And in this background, to read the adoration of the boy for his father and the appreciation of the father to the son makes an amazing story to read. He borrowed this title, I think, from Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, whom he adores so much, The Bodybuilder, because he wrote Education of a Bodybuilder. Cyres was good at copying in the initial years, but fortunately, the copying was restricted only to the copying of title, because he grew into a great ophthalmologist himself. Of course, copying his father in the initial stages. And on many occasions in the book, he refers to his father as not just a great ophthalmologist, but a great eye surgeon, one of the greatest known. I also remember, Cyres, there is a line in your book which says that, how you struggle to move out of his hospital or his clinic to form your own one, and then you would meet people at his clinic who would be meeting him and saying that 30 years back I met your father over here. But there is a word where he says some random people would come and say 30 years. Now, I also have met your father 30 years back, but I am no random person. So, not all who say that are random. Please note this. There are many people who, amongst you, must be saying that, 30 years ago you met KP. So on all of your behalf, I want to tell Cyres that we are no random people. We are very dear friends of KP. We respect him, and therefore we are here. Not that we don't respect you, but एवढी उंची गाठायला अजून आपल्याला वेळ आहे हे आपल्याला माहिती असणं आवश्यक आहे. आणि मला खात्री आहे की ती उंची तुम्ही गाठाल. Your patience, your perseverance, your hard work. Vishwa spoke about bodybuilding now. You know, there are some people who speak about brawn, others speak about veins.
So these are the two books, and all of you have to buy many, many copies. And also Vishwas